ברשות ראשי הישיבה, רבנים חשובים, כל הקהל הקדוש והנכבד הזה, מוריי ורבותיי, it's been over 3 weeks since we first heard about the horrific kidnappings of those 3 precious boys, those 3 בחורים חשובים, קדושים וטהורים. And since day 1, since the news broke out, everyone felt a certain achrayut, a certain responsibility to do something to bring them back home to their families, to their parents. You know, we obviously feared the worst, but we prayed and we davened and we hoped for the best as communities worldwide got together for tefillot and divrei chizuk, and we saw true achdut between all segments of Klal Yisrael. But letzarenu harav, on day 18 of the search, our fears were confirmed as reality. The 3 boys were brutally murdered and thrown into a pit 10 minutes away from Hebron. Morai v'rabotai, גיל-עד, Naftalī, Vaeyal, they're no longer with us. Their seats in yeshiva, their seats at the Shabbat table, their beds at home, it's unoccupied. It's empty. It's vacant. Miskenim, the parents who gave so much chizuk to people around the world. Miskenim, the parents, they lost their sons. Their siblings. Could you imagine the trauma, the terrifying days that they went through? They lost their brother. Am Yisrael lost 3 precious neshamot. And the world lost 3 more children to terrorism. And the question is, as the Rosh Yeshiva had posed before as well, what do we do next? Is this feeling of achdut, this feeling of unconditional ahavat Yisrael, will it continue? Or will it chas v'shalom die out together with their tragic passing? Will this feeling of introspection, of personal, improvements, self-improvements, will we continue doing it? Or will it slowly but surely die out together with the tragic passing of these 3 boys, of these 3 kiddushim? I personally do not know the answer, but I think it's imperative upon us as a community and Klal Yisrael as a whole to tell HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we don't have to get together when there's a tragedy. When something happens in Yeshivat Merkaz Harav, or in the buses in Yerushalayim, or in France, or somewhere in the West Bank. We don't need a sanot to bring us together. We can get together in good times as well. I want to share with you a very short message that I told over to my Talmidim over the past few weeks. It probably does not apply to anyone here, but it definitely applies to someone you know. Words of chizuk. Probably not to you, maybe to your relative, your neighbor, your friends. Hagaon Harav Moshe Tzadka is a Rosh Yeshiva of Porat Yosef in Yerushalayim in Geula. Aside from being a tremendous Talmid Chacham, he is a great Baal Musar, and even a greater Anav. He quoted a Gemara in Shabbat, Daf Yud Bet, which discusses the different activities that are permitted and forbidden to do in front of a candle on Shabbat. And the Gemara tells us that if you want to read a book in front of a candle, it's asur. Why is it asur? Shemeyateh. Maybe you'll come to tilt the candle. And what if I want to learn the daf? Asur. Shemiate. You may come to tilt the candle. And what if I want to catch up on 10 pages of Gemara? I'll stay up the whole night till Vasikin. Asur. Shemiate. Maybe, just maybe, you'll tilt the candle. Just go to sleep. Don't do it. And the Gemara gives us several conditions that must be met in order to allow us to read in front of the candle. One of which is, you have a chaver with you. This way, your friend, your wife, whoever it may be, will be there to remind you, don't touch, don't do it.